I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks that just...
What's up, JFW family? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. Good morning, Jim White, Brother Dave White, and Super Dave Weldon.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Morning, you guys.
Good morning.
It is a good morning. I'm enjoying it. I'll enjoy it a little bit more right now when we say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this day and the work in front of us. Watch over our drivers, our fleet, and every family connected to us. Keep us mindful, patient, and steady in every decision we make on the road. If it's your will, keep us safe from accidents and harm, and bring us home to our families at the end of the day. Be with those who are sick, bring healing, strength, and peace. No matter what comes, teach us to trust you in all things. We give you the glory. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
As a reminder, everything you hear on today's show is not the opinion of JFW's. It's just the four men in this room's expressed opinion. Episode 242. The numbers are skewed on Podbean, so I don't really know how many downloads we've had. We either had 91, which is what Podbean says, but that's incorrect because we had 100 people complete the challenge already. But not everybody that does a challenge listens to the podcast. I don't know if you guys know that. They just scrub it for the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
that's helping.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to do things for excellence, not just for the check mark.
Boy, that should be the theme today, shouldn't it?
I have a feeling it might be.
I don't know. It's funny you guys even just said that, because the standard isn't about being great when it's convenient. It's about being great when it's not. And we just do things for convenience, not for being great. I mean, we all try to do things great, but convenience just slides in there, and it's like not checking your oil and not parking in the right place and complaining about people, and that's convenient.
Yeah. Our total downloads, that's probably not correct either. Oh, no, that might be, well, I don't know, 121.7 thousand, and we do have 1,033 followers.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
So I got some big news, and I need some relationship advice, and you're probably like, relationship advice? You're not in a relationship, but that's my announcement.
You surprise us sometimes.
That's my announcement. I started dating this girl. Brother Dave, you'll appreciate, she's homeless, right? So things started getting...
Homeless with 5 dogs?
Things started getting pretty serious, and she's asked me to move out.
That's funny.
Do you guys know what you call a bunch of chubby babies?
Cute. Chubby babies.
Heavy infantry.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you know why you can't get mad at lazy people?
Oh, I didn't know we can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. They didn't do anything.
That's good.
You know, if I won a prize for being lazy, I'd just send somebody else to get it.
Nice. Heck yeah. Oh, boy.
Go ahead and go, Dave. All right. Well, I've got a couple of good ones, I think. So my doctor told me he has to amputate both of my arms. And do you know, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. One of our employees, that was delayed.
I'm only laughing, Dave, because I just saw a meme of
they show this woman and she's standing behind the desk and she's like, I just love my job. She says, and this looks like it's Monday morning. This looks like it's going to be a great week. And she works at the sperm bank and this guy walks in with no arms. And her smile kind of just goes away. So that's what I'm laughing at. That was the visual I got. Like, sure. Man.
So one of my employees said she needed a bereavement for the rest of the day after hearing about Dolly Parton yesterday. And then I said, well, you should honor her memory, finish the day, work 9 to 5, damn it.
That's awesome.
And this one I loved it. I ran out of clean socks, so I piled all my dirty ones on a tray, and I grabbed my detergent and headed down a steep hill from my house to the laundromat. As I was descending, I slipped and fell, sending the dirty socks flying one way and the detergent flying another way. So there I was, sitting on the sock by the tray, watching the tide roll away.
Hey. Hold on, let me strap my boots on before Brother Dave goes.
You're going to laugh, Jam. I completely forgot we even needed a dad joke till we started doing dad jokes. I looked through the whole thing, read it all, skipped right over it. So you'd think after a couple hundred of these, you'd be caught on, but I guess not. So what brand of underwear do scientists wear?
Fruit of the Loom.
Calvin Klein. Which days are the strongest?
I know this.
Sunday, because it lifts Monday. There something like that. Oh, what's that?
Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays.
Weekdays. Maybe I knew that.
Maybe I should have more than 30 seconds to take more than 30 seconds.
I thought the day joke was good. I like that. All right. Are you all done?
Yeah.
Okay. New employees. This week we got Jesus Acosta. Didn't we have a Jesus Acosta that worked here before?
Sure sounds familiar.
Not this one, but a one.
Yeah.
He had terrible attendance. Yeah, I think we let him go for attendance. But anyway, this Jesus will be here and be ready. And then Brandy Owens, she started along with Joseph Ballou. Welcome to the fleet.
Yeah, welcome
everybody.
Oh, we also had a new mechanic start. Do you know his name? Alejandro?
Yeah, Alejandro, but I don't know his last name.
Welcome to the shop, Alejandro. Before we get into celebrations, I wanted to read this. It says, hello, JFW family. It's Verna Nervaeus, Fitzroy's wife. I just wanted to thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Monday. Thank you all for the beautiful birthday card and to everyone who signed it along with the gift card. I really appreciate it. That was very kind and thoughtful. Thank you again. JFW rocks. You're welcome, Verna.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, we love getting thank yous.
Noticing we try to do things.
Yep. Anniversaries. Ashley Fernandez hit 1 year yesterday, and rumor is she's coming back to work here pretty quick.
Nice.
Great.
And then Mac L Sr., he's going to hit 3 years this Friday.
Ooh.
Well, congratulations, you guys. It's Ashley and Matt.
Yep.
Birthdays. Mike Bortz had a birthday yesterday, and Lisa Pena, she has a birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
Lisa.
We can
Mike, I know you took your birthday off yesterday. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Are we going to tell any old people jokes for Mike? Or
I started to in Connect, just to message him, but I didn't want to get anything started. At his age, he can't take it.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Family birthday celebrations. Earl Spears' daughter, Zenosa, she had a birthday this past Monday. Louis Leva's daughter, Zoe, she had a birthday yesterday. Jeff Ward's daughter, Christina, has a birthday this Friday. And Ashley Fernandez's son, Jaden, has a birthday this Saturday.
Happy birthday, family.
Guys.
Yeah. Shout outs. JR's wanted to give a shout out to Chris Beam, John Jordan, and Ricardo Cordova for helping Super Dave and himself clean up salt drop by tarping in the yard.
That's awesome.
Nice job. Way to jump in, guys.
Exactly.
And then Jovan Rizzo, he wanted to give a shout out to 0050 OCL for helping him get unstuck. Good job, OCL.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah.
Getting unstuck without tearing anything up. That's the goal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you get stuck too. Sometimes it's just need to just stop and regroup or get some help.
Stop and grab your shovel.
Yep.
Lock your diff in and yeah. You guys have any shout outs for anyone?
a general one again, it's just nice when everybody does their job.
Yeah.
I think those people know who they are. They just make it easy. It's helpful around here. You are some of the greatest people because you don't trade, like my little conversation, you don't trade comfort for greatness.
You're welcome, Jim.
Absolutely.
I'm just kidding.
The people are consistent. They do what's asked. They do what's needed to be done. They do it well. And the other thing is they don't complain about things on the way. There's so many things where we think we've been helpful and it comes back and just bites us, and the people that don't do that, you guys they don't even realize how great they are because of their attitude and their outlook on life. They're a minority.
I would say the majority of the people here in our fleet are that way. Would you?
I'd have to disagree.
Really?
We have an undercurrent of just angry, maybe hurt children trying to adult in adult bodies, and they don't know how to give a compliment, accept a compliment, move past, and be joyous.
Huh.
I mean, I'd hate to be that group of people, but the people that aren't, that I'm thankful for, they know who they are.
Nice.
So,
heck yeah.
I just had a general one that I wrote down here as well, to all the people that are helping us try and keep this place clean and take care of what we've created here. It's incredibly difficult cleaning up after 150 people that aren't as focused to detail as we are. So the help is greatly appreciated. So just like you guys cleaning up the salt on a couple days ago from tarping in the yard and stuff.
Yeah, except for when you and I went to the far back towards the end of the gate there, we found another one, and then we never saw that the day before,
It's one of the things in the discussion topics, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Room for improvement.
Yeah. The first thing on the discussion topic is something that just happened at the end of the day yesterday, but I thought it was noteworthy to move to the front. And that is, we were loading salt this morning to go to Empire. We were preloading trucks to take salt out to Empire. What a great way to kick off your Wednesday morning, right? And Linda, doing her due diligence, she's just asking drivers, hey, are your load gauges calibrated? Yeah, Linda, mine are calibrated. Are they spot on? Yep, they're spot on. All right, come in and get preloaded for Empire in the morning. Next truck, same thing. Next truck. Well, no, they're not. I don't know if they're spot on. Okay, bring it in. By not having your load gauges calibrated, you missed out on a fun load this morning.
Missed out on a pretty sweet preload.
Yeah.
Preload, you're loading it right here at the yard.
Yep.
Right? So you're already here. I mean, it was a win-win, and to be preloaded and get the heck out of here and enjoy a nice ride up to Empire this morning.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and then
what a beautiful
sunrise.
Right. What a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And then you're going back past 21.
Yeah.
Oh, stay loaded program. I mean,
Right.
That's a win-win-win. Way to start your morning off getting, racking up some dollars, enjoying the mountains, getting out of here early, not fighting traffic.
And the reason you couldn't is for the same thing we've asked over and over and over. But like you guys, you said earlier, Jam, if you're just scrolling through to find the answers to the test so you can get your 1%, not helpful.
Right.
And you're not the people I'm thankful for. Those are exactly those are the people that aren't doing it right. They're not going to be champions. They've just picked, just being okay.
Yep. And if you're new around here, let this be a lesson to make sure your gauges are calibrated, because you never know where we're going to need you to go, and we need them things calibrated. Just so you know, those cost about, is it $80 a truck total or 40?
1,500.
Man, I wish, Jim. That's cheap. The gauges are $200 a piece. There's two in there, so $400 a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent some good money. When I say we, I mean JFW, Jim and Dave.
We did though, Jam.
Yeah.
We did. We spent some money. All of us spent some money as a group, because that's where the money comes back to, is here.
Right.
And just like those loads that they just missed out on, that's money in everybody's pocket, because you left here loaded, you went up, you grabbed a 21, you're 2 loads ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And that's putting money in your pocket, in our pocket, that comes back. We could afford the tools. We bought the tools and nobody can use them.
Right.
Again, not champions, just lazy and not being consistent.
Yeah, it's very easy to calibrate those gauges because
Is it, Dave?
think about it. You're getting what, 3 to 6 loads on average every single day. And you do it when you get your scale ticket, you get your weights on the certified gravel pit scale that's for resale of material. And then you just set them up with the readings that you got and boom, you're calibrating. Very easy. Takes 2 minutes.
What if I don't know how to calibrate them? What do I do?
Ask.
Okay. Where's
video?
Where's the video? Where's that resource? Yep. If you don't want to ask and you want to just watch a video, which is just as good as asking, because JR did a really nice job on the video.
He did.
Just go to your knowledge base and connect to them and search that video out. I think it's called axle weights or load gauges or something like that. I can't really remember, but it's in there. It'll take you 5 minutes and you can become an expert on calibrating your gauges. You probably just need to do it. They stay good. I would say calibrate them. I'd probably check them once a day, just rolling across the scale, just kind of see if they're close. And then maybe once a week, really get a good look at them. And they'll probably stay pretty good for you. Sound like you got to do it
They
all the
really
time.
just don't change.
And
as long as you don't change trailers or lose an airbag, they just really don't change. I mean, they can, but
once you learn how to calibrate them, I mean, it's easy.
Yep.
So, all right. Next on the discussion topic, checking oil properly. There's been a few people checking the oil with their trucks running. I don't know if you guys understand that the oil is supposed to be checked with the truck off. This way, all the oil drains into your drain pan, right? There's a sump in there. If you're checking it when it's running, you're not getting a good reading. Some people hold their dipstick upside down so the oil runs past the fill line so they look like they're good. But I'm sure the trainers here taught you the right way to check oil, and that's with the truck off, let the oil settle. In the morning, it's great because the truck's been sitting all night. All that oil is drained down in there. In the afternoons, when you come in, you need to leave your truck off for a little while, let that oil drain back in there. But if it's where it's supposed to be, it won't take very long. But we had another truck this morning. We found 4 gallons low. I just don't understand how that happens.
And it's dangerous too. At some point, Brother Dave wrote in the deal that we're going to lose an engine, minimum it's $40,000. And I mean, I can't believe that you don't know not to check the oil with the engine running.
Right.
That's what you've done with your cars. If you drive a car, any automobile, that at some point you just said the basics, Jam, that the oil has to go back in the pan where it's contained, and that's what the dipstick goes into. I mean, where's the logic with how things work? With it running, it's pumping through the motor. Isn't it going to be less in the pan? I mean, I just, the thinking on it just blows me away. I'm not understanding the logic.
I think perhaps the pressure may push it up in the dipstick tube or something.
I don't know. I mean, in the chance of jeopardizing your own job, jeopardizing the vehicle, if you're filling in for somebody, jeopardizing their truck, jeopardizing it for JFW, just because you won't take a few minutes and check your oil properly and then put some oil in it. We've done everything we can in the last month to simplify getting oil, new jugs, better places, 2 locations, connect announcements where it's at, how it works. The valves are automatic. They return automatic. The jugs are colored. They're larger. They're easy to fill. They have spouts on them. I mean, the only thing we haven't quite gotten to is, and it's going to change quickly with winter coming, is lights in the trailer and all that kind of stuff to make it so it's easy to be seen.
Right.
But everything we do here is to be, the best, and we're being slapped in the face with everybody just does it where it's convenient. And I guess checking your oil with it running is convenient, or raising your dipstick in the air so the oil runs down towards the full mark is convenient compared to walking over because it's hard, I guess. I mean, I'm just wore out on the convenience when you just need to do your job, and we've talked about it, and that doesn't happen. You know, what was the truck this morning? 6 gallons again? 4.
It was 4, yeah.
4 gallons.
And
It only holds 10.
if your truck is using that much oil, you got to let the shop know there's something wrong.
Yeah,
They don't know if it's not on the stick,
but
but they're checking it running.
Yeah, and I just don't believe the trucks use that much oil, Dave. It's just they don't want to do it. They don't want to, especially if they get in somebody else's truck and you're filling in. I mean, I would take it upon myself to go fill the truck with oil, but I think people get in somebody's and it's low and they're mad,
I think sometimes that goes the other way. That's how we find out. That's how it's exposed.
And they are checking.
We get somebody new that wants to do it the right way, and they're like, something's not right here. I mean, that's what happened a few weeks ago with Sebastian. He got in a truck that was 6 gallons low, so.
Yeah. You gotta check it with it off, and maybe that should be one of the test questions. Maybe they'll scroll to that point, Jim, where it says, check it with it off. And maybe they'll get that as they're one of their 10 questions, and it'll go, oh, I got to check it with it off.
Right.
Maybe that'll help.
Well, what it does help is we have documentation saying that you know how to check oil. And if you don't do it, you signed off on it, basically. So, all right, next on the list, no sweeping out in parking spots. Okay, we got all this nice recycled asphalt that we park on. If you're sweeping your sand out and you get a pile of sand behind that truck, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and that's going to keep building up, and before you know it, it's not going to look like a brand new facility over here. So sweeping out should be done at the end of the day at your last pit or plant. Thank you, Super Dave. Brain's not working this morning. My brain is, but my tongue's not. So anyway, it should be done at your last location, your last plant. Typically, they'll have a sweep out area. Plant 12 is real easy. Plant 2 changes sometimes. Central, super easy. Like, those are the places that's where you're supposed to be sweeping out at. If you can't sweep out for some reason and you bring it back here, you need to go way, way out in the back, right? Is there a good spot out there, Brother Dave?
There's an area opposite the recycled asphalt pile. I mean, we have a 500-yard road full of dirt that you can sweep out next to the pile on.
Okay.
So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can't sweep out there? Is it okay to sweep out grain, salt?
I mean, my whole hang up to that, Jam, is we shouldn't be effing sweeping out grain here.
Right.
The farmers buy it. They pay for the grain. We shouldn't have it here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that simple. And I got to stick to that. We shouldn't have it here. A customer bought that and paid for that. We talk about this all the time. When you order and buy a pizza, if it shows up and half the pepperoni is missing on it that you ordered, you didn't get what you paid for, did you?
Nope.
So aren't you pissed?
Yep.
I mean, I can just sit here and say Jim's leading comment to every single thing we've talked about so far today. These are the things that become brain damage for us. After 4 decades of doing this, it is serious brain damage for us to deal with. And it's disheartening and sad, but it's what we do. So we'll pump it up and make it better.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the sweeping out comes to, again, back kind of like where you just said, where the oil gets checked, is you get a new person in that truck or somebody filling in for somebody, and they jump up and check the trailer. Oh. And they just can't, they're like, I can't haul this, or where do I sweep out? And, then it's like, oh, they taught me to sweep out or whatever. And, maybe they're doing it right there in a spot, but we have to go out back and clean it out. And it's going to be, the comfort is going to be able to sweep out in your spot. Consistency is going out back and dumping it in an area where it's all belongs.
Sure.
That makes you a champion. That makes it consistent. That makes you stand out by doing your job.
Yeah, we got to do the job right first before anything else. I did have a driver tell me the other day he couldn't sweep out because it'll put him over on his hours, and it's like, no, we got to do the job right. The first and foremost, the job has to be done right before we worry about, hours of service. If you can't do the job right, we're going to have to just slow you down somehow. And that's the other thing too. Same thing with the 6 gallons that were low.
Yeah.
You okay over there, Jeff?
I mean, the hours of service thing, we've been through 3 audits, and the state patrolman didn't come in here and go, hey, you're over hours because you swept your trailer out.
Right.
By 7 minutes.
By 7 minutes.
And 7 minutes is a stretch to sweep out a trailer.
Yeah,
I think I can do it a little faster than that.
The state patrol is looking for the one that was, you're 2 hours over and you're still on I-70 and you're headed to Utah.
Right. I think this is coming more from us trying to keep our guys under 70 hours.
Yeah. But that's not even part of that.
Right. It's a poor way to do business here for sure. And that was the other thing. The truck that was 6 gallons low, like I helped that driver, well, let's go see what the trail looks like. You get in. I'm like, well, that looks like grain and that looks like shale. That looks like 3/4 rock and that's sand. So there was like 4 different materials in there around the doghouse. I mean, that's just not doing your job. You got to do it right the first time.
No, because it's convenient not to sweep out. But be consistent and be a champion is sweeping out. To be a better person is sweeping out. And it just, gosh, it's just so. Everything we're going to talk about.
Put your shopping cart away, right, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you can't, it's like parking in the correct place out here. If you're not parking in your parking place when you move your truck, you're not the person that puts up the cart. You're just not. Or you're the guy that parked in the handicap spot and then shoved your cart on the sidewalk. That's how bad it is. It's just unbelievable. I was thinking about when we ask people to park in the right locations and how they do it. I've been over to Brandon dozens of times, for the IPOC meetings, for different meetings, for contract, negotiations, just to pick them up for lunch, do whatever. And the minute I drive in any one of the Brandon locations, I look for the proper place to park. I'm not going to park up front where the executives might park. I don't want to park where the safety team might park. Oh, I know. I park over by one of the stockpiles where the loader's working.
That should be out of the way.
It should be out of the way. Nobody's parked over here. Why isn't anybody parked over here? I mean, what do you think? You go to your friend's house and you're like, oh, they all go in there. When they shit in the toilet, but I'm going to shit in the guy's sink because it's convenient. I mean, what is the difference between that? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, and that's how we've built this and have the contract with Brandon and all this kind of stuff. And we just have people show up and shit in our sink. And it's so frustrating. And maybe I'm just tired of being nice about it.
That's not good. That means I'm rubbing off on you.
You can't keep being bashed and not fight back. Right. You can't keep helping people and get kicked in the balls and go, oh, can I have another, sir?
You forgot to thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, the one I'm gonna spit it out, and you can erase it if you want, Jim.
Why not?
But I mean, the one that's just sitting on me is, and this was on the CB, and it got back to me. Is we loaned a person some money. They needed money for something, and it was a lot of money, right? And the loan, I even had to call the place where the loan went. I had to personally call them and pay them. The person that borrowed the money couldn't even do it. I had to do it. Okay. Didn't ask for it back for a long time. Haven't charged interest, nothing. The person's back to work now. And on the CB, somebody heard him complaining that we're taking too much out of his check. Made it uncomfortable. When we didn't ask any questions, I took care of it personally. I took time out of my day to make the payment. We didn't charge interest, all the stuff, but we're the bad guy. I'm tired of being that guy. I have another instance. I had somebody so upset they didn't get one of the trucks out here. They were next in line for the truck. They didn't get their truck. They were so upset. Dispatch is doing this. Dispatch is doing that. And then I find out the guy got in the truck and hasn't done a pre-trip or a post-trip for fucking months. How is that acceptable? How does that feel good? And it's okay for all you people. I don't even care if you know who. I'm sure you'll know who you are. I don't care if it upsets you, because I'm pissed. I'm tired of being stepped on. When I don't treat people that way,
right?
I do not treat people that way. Had somebody come to me last night again asking for a favor. It's not our responsibility, but I did it anyway. I thought I could help. But you guys can't help by keeping your mouth shut and not complaining about after we helped you. You can't park in the right place. Just kind of done. And the thing is the way I understand the podcast works, you just scroll through it. So you won't hear most of my bitching. And then the guys that are really listening, that are doing a great job, they're stuck listening to me. What a, yeah, it's just shitty.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Well, I'm not done. I'll come up with something else. I got a whole list.
All right.
But Jim, the beauty of you and what you're saying and your emotions is you're passionate. You care. And that's what everybody should take away from that. Not a negative, rant or whatever, but the fact that you care and you want to make things better. And everybody really should feel that way too.
I hope so, Dave, because the easy thing is not to help people, because that just makes me comfortable. That's easy. The consistency is me helping people. We even got a complaint yesterday that we were barbecuing outside, and some of the trucks going by seen us barbecuing and want to know when their barbecue is going to happen. How come we're not barbecuing for them? And I'm going to say and I apologize, Dave. You know what we were doing yesterday? I was cooking my fucking lunch. I was cooking my food for me. And I shared it with others, because that's the thing to do. I wasn't cooking for the fleet. I wasn't putting on a barbecue for the mechanics and all the people in the office. I was cooking food for myself so I could eat.
Yeah, that's the only way. We have a microwave, and then there's that little grill.
Or you go spend a shitload of money, Jim, and buy food someplace.
Right.
And we're tired of spending all that money eating out.
Sure.
What's the quickest way? Anybody that's got half a brain, if you want to save some money, what do?
Grill.
Well, you were grilling. It had to be steaks.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a fucking wiener.
Actually, it was. You can buy an 8-pack for $4.99 at Costco.
Absolutely,
That's
Dave.
what I've been buying.
And feed the masses.
Right?
But no, we had to take shit over that too.
Wow.
And it just rolls back on me. I'm tired of being on my shoulders. And it's disgusting that the attitude of the people that they live in this, I feel sorry for them. They live in this pool of shit, and then they spew it. Disgusting. But let's keep going, because I'm sure I'll pop up with something else. I seriously have 2 pages. I'll get it off my chest.
This should have been a podcast I skipped.
No, you don't need to be here. Jim's got you covered.
Yes, he does. Damn, we didn't even carpool this morning.
You didn't let me vent. Caught up.
It's always always good to vent, Jim.
You know what the attorney
feel a lot better after.
What I'm doing it, Dave, because you know what the attorney told, told us we could say? If you ever get sued and somebody calls you and asks you, how is that driver? And you go, and he said, you know what you can say? The truth. All I'm doing is telling the truth. If you don't like it, make me out to be a liar, and I bet you can't do that. I bet the people I'm telling the story about can't make me out to be a liar. Can they?
Always tell the truth.
Because I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling the truth about the CB story. I'm telling the truth about the post trips. I'm telling the truth about the barbecue. If you think you can make me out a liar, come see me. That's all there is to it.
You guys want to talk? You guys want to talk about loading salt and topping in the bin?
Oh, yeah. You just open your tarp and clean the top of the salt off and let it spill down the road.
Brother Dave, you want to talk about this?
I think Jim just covered it.
All right, cool. Moving on.
No, tarp back there in the bin when you guys load. I think whoever is going to be loading back there is definitely trying to make a conscious effort. I know it's really tight in that bin to load, and the salt is much lighter per cubic yard. So it looks like we have a lot on when we have a perfectly legal load, but to get it axled out, we're building up these piles, and sometimes when the tarp comes back, it's knocking the pile down and it's pushing it off the side of the trailer. Well, number one, we shouldn't be going down the road like that, right? So number two, tarp in the bin. If anything is like that, we will see it when the tarp rolls back. But hopefully we're doing a better job of not having that scenario. But bottom line is tarp in the bin in case something is going to spill. We want it back there in the bin not over all the fresh recycled asphalt we just put down. I mean, it's pretty disheartening, when you hauled the asphalt in there, you graded the dirt to put the asphalt in there, you knock the asphalt down, you place it, you do everything, and then all of a sudden there's sand on top of it and there's salt on top of it, and it just doesn't look as nice as it used to, and it's still back to, is that the best you can do? Why aren't we doing the best we can do? When did half-ass become okay? Half-ass just can't be okay. We need to do better. We need to be better. Bottom line.
I thought that half-assed is when me and you were spreading most of that. I mean, we did a lot of that. Ken and Scooby helped. I mean, Jam was in the truck one day. JR's been in the truck. But if you noticed, all our equipment has air conditioning. And we did this in the last couple months, and we were comfortable in our loaders and our skid steer and our blade. It was only 100 degrees outside on the hot asphalt. So it was really enjoyable that we did that for you guys. It was comfortable, But I bet if you really paid attention, you notice none of our old shit has air conditioning in it. But me and Dave ran it, and we didn't come to you and go, we can't do this anymore because it doesn't have air conditioning. We did it because it needed to be done. So next thing.
This is awesome. Oh, look, Jim, this one's for you.
Oh, and now it's about the hydraulic tanks?
Oh, this is good. This
I can't tear this one up.
Yeah, no, this is just a fact, and it's an improvement.
It is an improvement.
And we haven't ran any yet, so we haven't screwed it up yet.
So just so you guys know, I talk about my buddy Timmy all the time. He's a Walmart, nighttime site super. So they'll finish like an area like the bathroom in a Walmart. They'll finish and they come through to do their inspection and like sign off on it, like the Walmart construction crew. And they'll be, or the store manager will be all excited, like, oh, look at this bathroom. And he tells them, listen, get a good look at it, because it's never going to look like this again until your next remodel in 10 years. So soak it up,
Yeah. Yes. And our new trucks will never look like that, Jim. I mean, that's a thing we've used. They used to be such a passion for us. Super Dave can attest to that. The truck was such a passion and such a personal part of us. And me and Dave have had to take that out of our soul and set it aside, because the truck will never look like that. That truck is just a tool for everybody, for the good people to take care of and the bad people to fuck it up. So it's just a tool. So the new trucks, they have hydraulic and fuel tanks, and the hydraulic tank looks like a fuel tank. Okay.
A small one.
A small one. It's not mounted up on the frame. It's not separate. It's not diamond plated. It's painted a beautiful red. It's got pinstriping on it. It's got shiny straps over it. It looks badass. Please, this is a hydraulic tank, not a fuel tank. Your fuel tank is located on the same side as the truck you're driving right now. So it's not going to surprise you that the hydraulic tank is on the other side. It also has a big bright red cap on it that says hydraulic in it in letters. It's pinstriped in the top, hydraulic fluid only. Please do not try to take this cap off and put diesel fuel in it. It is hydraulic fluid only that runs your trailer up and down. Just in case you can't remove the cap, you just can't get it off. That's because we've taken a wrench, tightened the hell out of it, so you can't get it off with your hands. Please don't come to us and go, hey, I can't get my fuel cap off. That is your hydraulic tank. Go to the other tank that's painted red with beautiful pinstriping, with polished aluminum straps, and says diesel fuel on it. Only take that cap off, and that's where your nozzle goes.
What color cap does that have?
It's kind of aluminum. It's not polished, though, but it is aluminum. The hydraulic tank is red on top.
Okay.
So please. So the guys getting new trucks, or if you fill in one of those trucks, there is a hydraulic tank that looks like your fuel tank. It is not.
Why did we do that?
Because the other tanks, really, no matter how you mount them, no matter how you fast them, they crack, Jam. Mm-hmm. And we've been fighting leaks for years and years. And man, you make that tank match a fuel tank, and it's just safe. It doesn't leak. It doesn't get wore out. The
We'll
whole
never
thing.
maintenance it.
Yeah, we'll never maintenance.
Gives you extra place to step on too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
It does if you want to crawl up it, but that's
Why step someplace that you're dragging the hose across?
yeah. Don't drag the hose across it. All the things. It's just a tool, Jim.
Sweet. Well, this is from Scooby. Scooby says, please, that's nice of you, Scoob. When you're doing your pre-trip and post-trip and walking around your truck, please pick up the garbage around it, even though it may not be yours. And also stacking things behind the back of your trucks like shovels, drip trays, bream handles, and mud flaps. Please throw them in the dumpster if they're no good. Don't throw the drip trays in the dumpster, though. That's for sure. Give them to us. We'll do something different with that.
Yeah, Scooby's doing this, and you said, great for Scooby. You're absolutely right. He said, please, but me and him walked the sidewalk behind the trucks yesterday, and there was broom handles, there was a broom, there was a drip tray up against the wall on the sidewalk. That's not where the stuff belongs. We picked up, I don't know how much trash in the parking spots, and we have the roll-off, we have the dumpster, we have all the trash cans, we have somebody dumping the trash cans. Please don't put the stuff behind your truck like Scoob asked. Somebody's going to have to police that area. Just doesn't.
You police it.
Yeah.
Police yourself. You put it back there.
Yep.
I've only been here a month.
Yeah, barely, Super Dave, and it was a long walk. Our hands were plumb full.
Yeah.
Hey, that kind of reminds me. I want to give a shout out to Angel Baltiera.
Hey.
His truck was broke down, I don't know, yesterday, day before. I saw him running around and he was like, hey, do you guys have a nail or something I can borrow? And I'm like, what do you need, Angel? And he was like, I can fix my broom with a nail. I'm like, well, I don't think we have any nails, but I got some screws. What do you got? It was just awesome, man. I just ran a screw in the attachment that holds the piece on the end of his broom, and it was fixed.
Through the thread part.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's attached.
Yeah, he even went out and threw the handle away, and then when he asked me, he had already thrown it away. So then he went out to the trash and pulled the handle out, and yeah. So thanks, Angel. Good job, man.
Yeah, making brooms great again.
That's much appreciated. Yes, making brooms great again.
That's my guy. He is a pull-up champion.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll do more pull-ups than anybody you know.
That is awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I put my money on him.
Yeah.
Versus anybody.
There's no comfort in that.
I bet he can do some push-ups too.
I'm sure he could. I've only witnessed him do pull-ups. Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's a show.
I just figured that they use similar muscles.
One's back, one's chest. I'm sure he can knock plenty of push-ups out. Oh, shout out to Kendrick. He started a push-up challenge here yesterday. So
did he?
Me, JR, and what? You want in?
Nope.
Oh, me, JR, and Kendrick are doing this push-up challenge. So
that doesn't sound comfortable. I only do things that are comfortable.
Well, we're consistent down there. So hey, that's it for the discussion topics on the outline. Jim has a book over there, though. I see him reaching,
That's a book.
I see him reaching for it, so we're just going to hand it over to Jim for a minute.
Is that
odd? He's been kind of quiet so far.
Next is questions from the audience. So if you got anything before we move on.
I have questions for the people that work here.
Great. I work here.
Is that different than the audience?
No.
I mean, everybody can freely ask me a question, and I try to politely respond, ask their questions, but when we ask something, we just get a bunch of shit. Like, how come you're not barbecuing for us? Well, because I'm cooking my own food.
Steaks,
right?
Wieners.
$4.99.
They're probably all beef wieners.
I've been so unpolitically correct. I've used all the other languages, said all the stuff. In the response to you, Dave, you know what my dad would tell you that the wieners were? Because you said they're all beef. Dad would just say, yep, lips and assholes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
they probably are. I don't know. But I
don't even know
love a good hot dog with some mustard and ketchup.
They were good hot dogs for $4.99 for an 8-pack.
Yep.
Right?
We've been eating a ton of them lately.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Let me see one of my notes here. How do you make the team loyal? How do you make your employees want to work here or build a team that is forever around you? And one of the things I read was you make them feel loved and wanted and appreciated. and you make them feel like they're changing the world, like they're doing something to change the world. And I thought about that for us. And, my opinion, even though I've been just completely complaining, is we do everything we can financially without breaking the company. We do birthday cards. We do anniversaries. We do thank you, congratulations to your family's birthdays. We celebrate whatever else we can do around here. We help you whenever we can. We give you loans. We give you cars. We say good morning to you. Half the time I can't even get a good morning out of some of the people here. I have to do it first, but I want you to feel loved and respected. When I can't even get that, but I just look past that, try really hard to look past that. And as far as changing the world, we're not out developing a food that grows out in the field that never rots or can grow in 100-degree weather. What we're doing is trying to change the culture of trucking and our company. We're trying to do things correctly. We're trying to do things better than other people.
Safely.
Great point. Thank you, Super Dave, because we're trying to do it safe. We're not the junk that you see out on the road running up and down Highway 85 that's, smoking, rattling, wheezing, breaking, rust all over it. We ask you to check your lights because that changes the world. That changes the world of trucking because you don't have any lights out. That's not changing the world like Gandhi, but it's changing the world of truckers around you. And how can you not be committed to that? How can you not see that choice? We ask you, hey, we want you here on time because we have commitments to our customers that see how hard we're working to change the world, to change the trucking community. We're asking you not to speed. We're asking you to have a good following distance. We're asking you not to run stop signs. We're asking you not to weave in and out of traffic. We're asking you to use your turn signals because that changes the world of trucking because most of the time nobody else does that. That's life changing, world changing. And then the other spot of feeling love, man, that's just respect. And if you're not getting the respect here from us, then again, come make me a liar. Bring it to my face. Because if I've disrespected you, it's because you've disrespected me after I've respected you. And I can't take that anymore. We talked about a few weeks ago, and I got really freaking emotional over it, is I give the same handshake to every son of a bitch out there until you don't give me the same handshake. And right now, by not checking your oil, by dumping in the asphalt, by whatever you might create, parking in the right place, you're not giving me the same handshake I gave you. They want to know. I also heard this little rumor that we got a brand new building and we have all this. Where's our raises? Where's your raise? It's in the building. It's in the fuel island that takes you 10 seconds less to fuel or 15 minutes less to fuel. It's in your parking place that's 1.5 feet wider. It's in the fact that you're all together as a team. It's in the fact that you have a whole group of mechanics here every night, not just two trying to kill themselves in some shitty building over here and get all your services done.
Now your trucks get washed every week instead of the other week.
Thank you, Dave. You're great. Just keep backing me up, Dave. That's your raise. That's what you got. And someplace in my notes, I don't even know if I can say it right. Everybody only sees where you got. They didn't take the journey with you. They don't see how you got here. They don't see that my dad's mom passed away and everything in Michigan that she owned, dad got just because she died, and he saved and he scrimped and he invested in something. He didn't say that my mom's parents, 1281 Uinta over here in Denver, we're third generation. They didn't see that when they died, she took their house, sold it, and invested it and saved it in something. They didn't see that, there's life insurance policies on both our parents that we took and sunk in this. They didn't see the property that we were at for almost 50 years that we sold and pooled the money and finally got to build our dream. This is our dream. But Dave and me sunk everything in this place. Everything. 3 generations, over 100 years of Slagles, Smiths, and Whites into this place. We have everything invested. If this place goes down, me and Dave are broke. We have nothing. Any one of you people out there, you got that money balls? I'm sorry if you're a woman, but you got that big of balls to sink everything in your life in one place and then count on people to take care of it? That's what we've done. And I walk around giving you the same handshake and you go shit in my sink. That's the frustration. And the thing is, just a little bit of information. When's the last day I've missed work here that I haven't taken it off to do something else? When's the last day I've called out?
Oh, called out?
Called out. Same with my brother. Same with most of you guys, or you guys also. And we're successful. The people that call out or show up when their car is just a fucking mess inside, they're not successful. Things happen, but man, I'm just fed up with trying to be nice and give people the same handshake.
Mm.
Can we name this episode "Shit in My Sink"?
Sure.
I mean, what you got that big fancy place. Where's my raise? 50 years we've been struggling, to put people in front of us. And the thing is we wouldn't have gotten this far if we didn't treat people well, because we count on you guys to go knock down the loads, drive in the traffic, do everything you can do. We wouldn't be here if we didn't put our faith in all the people, and we still have people coming in bad-mouthing us and disrespecting us.
It's hurtful.
It's terrible. Yeah. So maybe we ought to see if Sergeant can save us.
Well, before we get to that, so you mentioned the lights, that we want people's lights on. So yesterday, or no, it was the day that I took you to get your truck, Super Dave. That must have been Monday, right?
It was Monday, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going down there, coming back. I can't remember. We must have been on our way. And I see a rock tub. And of course, I'm looking at it. It's an old piece of junk. And he's got his 3 marker lights on the bottom of the single point. And he's got his license plate mounted, covering one of the 3 marker lights. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how does he think that is okay?
How do you change?
Like, it's literally it's permanently affixed, covering one of the marker lights. I thought that was pretty fun.
Man,
it's not a surprise, Jim. It is not a surprise.
I mean, we had a truck next door to us yesterday. I don't know if you were sitting there with lunch, or I think Super Dave was, but they pulled out a mobile Mini here, and the truck pulled out, and it was just kind of idling, and it was like dum 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 dum. It was like one cylinder. and then he kind of stood on it to go down the street. I think it was you, Super Dave. You said, "Oh, good. When you stand on it, it clears up." And you guys don't drive trucks like that.
No.
We don't expect that. The try to get you the best motors, and on top of the thing, if we don't respect you, in the last 2 years, we've replaced 62 trucks. 62 trucks. Here is another 30 that are the best in the industry. And I still get the comments, "Oh, do I get the big Cummins? Because these aren't even good enough." Instead of going, "Wow, thanks, man. They're heated seats, air conditioning seats." We even did away with the video mirrors because we had so many complaints that people didn't like them. And it's the future. It is so much better than the regular mirrors. It gives you so much more vision, but we did away with it with people, complaining about it. I even have here another note. I just remembered another note that Driver Appreciation Week is coming up. And our staff came to me and Dave and go, hey, how about this idea? How about this idea? What do you think about this? And I'm like, Ask Jam, that was in the podcast. One of the guys called in and said, hey, if you were going to do something for a driver appreciation week, this would really help. And I think it was, maybe Bluetooth, wireless stuff, maybe seat cushions, all that kind of stuff. And our staff, which is, Ann and Joanne and Ryan and Kathy, they're all trying to get, the best t-shirts, the hoodies, the jackets, everything gathered up. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Anything, for food or anything? I mentioned, are we going to have the ice cream truck? And I was told that there's mixed reviews about that's not really liked.
What?
What?
Who doesn't like M's ice cream?
I have no idea, but they got mixed reviews, so it's out.
Wow.
That's
the best ice cream.
I've never heard a single.
It's free ice cream that's here when you get in.
I've never heard a single person complain about that.
Yeah, it was mixed reviews. So somebody had to bitch.
Like they didn't like the strawberry cheesecake flavor? Or?
I guess maybe it was the chocolate mocha, the vanilla bean. I don't know. Maybe it was offensive.
Well, I think we should have M's ice cream, and if you don't like it, don't get any.
That's true.
I would love that.
I don't mind that, Jam. I really don't. That's your right. Don't get any of your lactose or lactose intolerance. The thing is, don't complain about it. I guess if it affects you that much that you can't make it to the bathroom and have to shit in somebody's sink, don't eat it, but don't complain. It's free ice cream, So yeah, I think that's killed off the list.
Huh? So nothing.
Feedback. It's just all the feedback we get.
Huh?
And Dave, he was so nice yesterday. He's just like, it's just noise. Just ignore it, Jim. It's just in the background. The people that say the stuff, the CB remarks and all the stuff. And after what have I worked here 43 years last week or something like that? I can't ignore the noise today.
You look like you're feeling better right now.
My joy is risen.
Huh.
You know what? Because getting this off my chest.
How's that go, Jim? He has risen.
A little different.
I don't think it's that joyous, but I do feel like I found another gear and got off the low road because I'm challenging you. Seriously, I can challenge people because I know I've done right in my heart.
Oh. Hey, pass me his list. I want to make sure he didn't miss anything.
It's just, yeah. And I guess most of the things I say, I'm willing to say to your face. And everything else is just behind my back or behind our back. When we are killing ourselves every day, including a lot of people here. A lot of people, Jam. You said it earlier, but I just feel the bad apples are just rolling over. I guess the good people are all square shaped and they don't roll that well. The bad people are just round and they roll and roll and roll and roll, just run into you. Yeah. But just remember, you can take this podcast and skip to the important places and pass the test and get you 1%.
Any other questions for the fleet?
No.
Brother Dave, you've been quiet. You got anything?
Man, I'm just sitting back.
Enjoying yourself? All right. So I do have a question from the audience, and it says, "Good morning, Jam. I have a question about barbecues and ice cream." No, I'm just kidding.
When's our next one?
Says, I have a question about the audience, a question from the audience on the podcast. Can the shop make the tarp cables longer to make it easier to buddy tarp? It seems unsafe to get the truck so close. And that's from Mike Bortz. Oh, valid point. That is putting ourselves in harm's way a little bit. Get the wrong two guys doing that, we'll be buying mirrors for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great question. We've actually, I think Mike tested one or two. We can actually buy a curly cord, like the electric and the two airline cords. And it is so flippin' heavy you guys would be dumbfounded that it actually, I think the ones we tried it on, it unplugs itself because it is so heavy. And then we can't keep it off the deck plate. And the cost, I mean, it is outrageous. And I mean, it's such a good question. I would love to be able to solve it. I mean, it's almost like every truck needs an extension cord. You know what I mean? Which is kind of silly, but I guess we didn't, this is to get us out of a pinch, you know? I mean, I hear it on the radio enough that it does make me wonder how many times are we doing that? Are we doing it once a week? You know, so we're doing it 50 times a year, you know, and I also, there's a lot to those tarp problems.
Right.
And a lot of it is not paying attention if it's your trailer or your truck, listening to the difference in the noise the tarp is making. Now, occasionally we just have them quit. Sometimes they just quit, you know, but there's a lot to that. But
one of the most common problems is trip breaker. You held the button too long against itself and it trips, so we don't rip the motor out of the mounting bracket, right? Then you gotta let it cool off for a little bit. You know, sometimes it's just the plug, but occasionally, like you said, or a fuse, but occasionally you do go out.
Well, and that breaker will die because the person has tripped it too many times and it's overheated too much.
Right.
And then the breaker doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So then you need the buddy tarp, you know.
You know how you do that? You know how you trip it too many times, Super Dave?
You're not paying attention. When you're closing and opening your tarp, you just hold the button because you're busy driving and not paying attention to the tarp.
I thought it was mowing the cooler's grain down. Isn't that what the tarp's made for?
Well, that'll trip you, breaker.
Because I talked to a driver the other day that said he just jumps up on the stairway to heaven at Coors, grabs his rake, knocks it down in like 2 minutes, and he goes,
absolutely,
I don't have any tarp problems. And I said, yep, because you're the guy that is not comfortable.
You're square.
Yep. Yep, square. Doesn't roll, just does it, takes it right to the top. And the question from Mike Bortz, like you said, Dave, that's a great one, because what he's asking is to get off the island.
Yeah.
You know, and we love to get off the island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without damage.
And he's clearly helping people get off the island.
He is. He's been there. He's done that.
Yeah.
You know, and to make it safer is and I think, and the only other thing is, and I don't know if he's doing it, but knowing Mike, he probably is if we're undoing it out of the pogo stick, because I've went to unwrap them out of the pogo stick, and the pogo stick is so wrapped or so well, I'm like, can I just pull it over here? Because it's done so well, because it's a lot to unwrap.
Sure.
But I think if you'd undo it off the pogo stick, it might be a little bit longer if you run into that, just as a suggestion.
Yeah. All right. Tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val. I'll actually read it because I don't feel like I'm reading too much today. Unless, Brother Dave, you want
beep, beep, beep. I think you just ran the bus over me.
Just giving you the throat a little bit of a break here.
Thanks.
But number 64 is called Lead. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. In my opinion, this is probably one of the most powerful words ever spoken. We forget that just because we're driving or we already have safety directors, that we don't need to follow this word. I'll tell you right now that everyone and anyone can be a leader. Super Dave calls it an everyday leader.
Yes, sir.
Lead. Learn and listen. Learn from others and listen to what they say or tell you. The beginning of being a leader is to add knowledge from others into your tool bag. Combine each other's ideas and complete the task. Listen to each other, communicate, and work as a unit. Complete the mission by listening together. Lead. Empowering others. Have others led to the front? Have others lead to the front. If you know that you're able to complete a task, have someone else complete it. Sometimes I do when someone is shadowing me or I have a ride along, is put them in the captain's chair. I'll follow them to destinations. I'll show the driver the first couple times, and after that, I'll release him or her to complete the rest. I'm giving them the tools, trust, and confidence to make choices, solve problems, and grow. Instead of controlling or micromanaging, you lift others up so they feel strong and sure of themselves. Give the right tools, training, and advice, then step back and let them act. Let people try new things. Treat mistakes as a normal way to learn. Lead. or the A in lead would be accept responsibility. Taking the role to lead a group of individuals to success. When you're training a driver, having a ride along or shadowing a driver, teach them how we work here at JFW. Take that step to be responsible of that driver for a day or two and not just let him or her collect 300 for the day while they're passed out. Help those who need help. If you see anyone struggling, lost, or confused, step up again and take that responsibility of helping out a fellow driver. Take that initiative and lead by example. Show them that we're a team. Lead, the D is for difference, making a difference. So this will just be my opinion again. I feel like this is a company with a lot of drivers and workers who really care. I never knew that 3 years ago I would be where I'm at today. I'm not only talking about driving, but by being out there as well. Yeah, it can be because I do the tips and tricks, but I got people calling me, messaging me for help, asking me for advice. And there's others like Juan, Jimmy V, Todd Dole, Tony Bam Bam Martinez, Zach Tharp, Chris The Beam, and 00104 Anthony, and a lot of others. Even drivers that aren't here anymore, like the legendary Stingray, Chili Dog, Johnny OG, 0090, Troy the Cowboy Hunt, and again, a lot more. I believe they made a difference despite what happened and why they left. They made a difference working here because I'm still continuing what they taught me. Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about this week's tips and tricks, and thank you all again for listening and the positive feedback. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next week, Armando the Sergeant Deval, 0073. Together we can be better, and JFW leads the way.
I like that.
Yeah, that was the high road.
That was the high road.
That is very nice.
That was a high road hauling piece right there.
Yeah, that was good.
Lead.
Yep.
Everybody has the ability to be an everyday leader in almost any situation. You just have to focus on the solution, not on the problem, and help others. And you're a leader.
Yeah, and the D in that, Dave, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can make a difference. That's good stuff.
Yep. Soup, what do you think? You want to hit us with that high road hauling?
I'll do that. Yeah. So this high road hauling is a little bit different, I guess. I don't know. I was brainstorming last week, actually, and I came across something that I used before, and I was like, gee, I really like that.
Is it about shitting in the sink?
No, it is not.
You're better than that, huh, Super Dave? It's just me.
Well, I think we're all entitled to vent, Jim, and yours has been building up for a few months now. So
50 years.
Maybe, but, and you mentioned, and Jim, I got to touch on this, but I've seen a lot of what you mentioned, as far as what your mom and dad have gone through, what you guys have gone through, what the yard looked like 34 years ago when I started. And man, oh man, have we come a long way. I go through all these interviews, shoot, sometimes 10 a week if I'm that busy, and the guys are like, oh, you don't wash your own trucks? No, we have a wash team. And we have almost a 24-hour shop. And they're like, oh my gosh, you have a shop right here, because they might be driving a Ryder truck where it never gets fixed because they don't want to send it to the Ryder people, because then they lose the truck for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And all these little things, I believe, get taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
The fuel island, that just the fact that we fuel here is something that they're not used to. And I'm like, oh yeah, we got 9 lanes out there, and I know only 5 work, but pretty soon all 9 will be working. And oh my gosh, what a luxury!
Technically 7 right now, but
right,
yeah.
You're right, 7.
Yeah.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
still, Dave, I'm yeah.
And I mean, Jam, the day you took me to get my pickup or drop it off that morning, I saw all this blue smoke on I-70 out ahead, and I couldn't see where it was coming from. I figured it was one of those diesel pickups that's tuned to blow smoke. Guess what it was? It was a freaking end dump, like this old end dump that was just billowing blue smoke with every time he shifted. It was covering the highway, and I'm like, oh my God, that truck shouldn't be on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Just shouldn't be on the road. And then, we have these trucks that are the pride of Denver. When I talk to these people out there, they're like, they're here applying for a job because they see our trucks and have seen them for years. for decades, and it sets a standard of what they want to drive. And so I feel everybody should really appreciate what we're driving and the systems we have in place here. And that's what sets us apart, and you apart too, in doing your job here at JFW, not just the drivers, but the dispatchers, all of us. I am proud as hell when I go into an interview and I talk to somebody and they are just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing an interview to get a job at JFW. The pride just gushes out of me because it is that special, and it is that intense thing that we do here that brings people into JFW. And I think everybody should appreciate that. Okay.
Agree.
Absolutely, Dave.
The High Road Hall in this day is about Thomas Edison. Everybody realizes who Thomas Edison is, right?
Yeah.
Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try one more time. And that was a quote I used in a High Road Hall piece a couple of months ago. And I thought it was so motivating because we often just want to give up. It really is the easy way out. And I've said this before, doing hard things matter. But when you undertake something hard, your failure can turn into frustration. And then what happens when you come up against more failure and frustration than success? You quit. Your brain convinces you your effort isn't worth the pain. Your subconscious wants pleasure, not pain. The quick reward and instant gratification is what your subconscious craves. But what our brain doesn't tell us is that the reward we receive after a tough fought battle is infinitely greater than that quick fix. You gain so much more. You gain confidence, pride, accomplishment, respect, knowledge, experience, and the list goes on and on and on. Everyone who has accomplished something great had to work and sweat to see their goals through. That's why I love this quote from Thomas Edison. And as I looked into him, he had so many more motivating sayings that I thought I would share with you. So just got the list here. This is the first one, many of life's failures are people who did not know how close they were to success when they gave up. And this, often we miss an opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. The three great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are first, hard work, second, stick-to-itiveness, and third, common sense. And if we all did the things we were really capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. And when you exhaust all possibilities, remember this, you haven't. And just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do, doesn't mean that it's useless. Unfortunately, there seems to be far more opportunity out there than ability. We should remember that good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. And a genius is often merely just a talented person who has done all of his or her homework. And another one here, there are no rules here. We are just trying to accomplish something. To invent, you need good imagination and a pile of junk. And
the truth.
A genius is 1% inspiration. We've all heard this one. 99% perspiration. And man, I never knew he had all those quotes that just ring true after true and true and true. So the next time you find yourself in a tough situation or working on a tough project, something you think you have little to no chance of accomplishing, remember these wise words and know that you can. There you have it.
That's awesome.
So true, Dave. Not, how close you are to success, but you just give up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time and time again.
Yep. There's an old story about the guy that bought a gold mine, and there's just one man with one shovel, and he dug for years, shovel at a time. And finally, he was like, there's no stinking gold here. So he sold it to a guy, gave him a shovel, and the next scoot, the guy struck gold.
That actually, Jim, is a story about the largest diamond mine in Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. The farmer thought it was worthless and he sold it. And then the next guy that bought it found great big giant diamond, and it turns
Nice.
out it's the biggest diamond mine in Africa.
Oh,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
it's crazy.
Final thoughts, everybody?
Yeah. No, I have
Yeah.
some. Do you guys know trees grow in two directions?
Up
Do
and
you guys
down.
know that? That is spot on, Jim. They grow up and they grow down. It's always growing in two directions at the same time. It's growing down and it's growing up. And what's interesting is if you could see the part that's underground, it looks very similar to the part of the tree that's above ground. I'm sure you guys probably know that. You know what I mean? The root system
Sure.
in the ground is as much. The root system is very similar to the fruit system.
Oh.
I'm sure you guys have seen millions of trees. Here's what's interesting about them. They are both gravitropic and phototropic. Have you guys ever heard of the word of gravitropic?
I have not,
Yeah.
but I know what it means. I know where you're going with that.
Or maybe even phototropic. You've heard of phototropic? I mean, I'm sure you can kind of make sense out of phototropic. It's as it sounds, photogenic, beautiful to look at. Gravitropic means it grows away from light and towards gravity. That's the root system. It's gravitropic by nature. So the seed goes in the ground and the seed starts growing down before it starts growing up. Now, here's what's interesting. When the seed is underground, it's dark and it's damp and it has resistance. The root system has resistance. It has to push through the dirt to go down further, right? Now, the part, once it breaks through the earth, there's no more resistance. So that part of the tree is above the earth, grows towards the light and away from gravity. So clearly the tree is growing in two directions at the same time. So the question is, how does that help me in life? Besides the fact that it's really cool, right? Besides the fact that one of the most beautiful things about the way life works that I've ever seen, you know what I mean? Things are growing that you don't see, right? You see the beautiful, the buds in the springtime and the leaves fall in the winter, or, late fall or whatever, but you don't see what's going on underground. You never see what's going on underground. So how is it so beautiful? It's about the work that you do in the dark when it's difficult and damp and has so much resistance that makes the work that you do, everybody sees in the light work. Nobody sees us in the dark, the damp, the difficult with all the resistance. Everybody just sees us in the light. New facility, barbecuing hot dogs at lunch, even though they're $4.99 an 8-pack. Some new trucks here and there to provide our drivers with the best we can afford, mind you. People just don't see the gravitropic journey that we have been on for the last 40 years on our way here, working deep into the night or starting at 3 a.m. every single day. They don't see these things. That's the root system. That's the person we've become. We are gravitropic. Now everyone claims and professes to desire the fruit system. Everyone wants to grow up, reach for the stars, follow the sunlight. Everybody wants to see how tall they can be and how sweet their fruit is. Well, that sounds great, but the fact is, if you're not willing to go down, you're unable to go up. This is how the tree grows in two directions.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It was awesome, Dave. Awesome. Just another great example of what we do here. Because there's that other one that if you don't fall in love with the whole flower, the flower and the root, in the fall, you'll be disappointed.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a good point, huh?
Yep.
Same thing with here. You just see all the beautiful flower up top, but you don't know all the work we've done.
All the gravitropic.
All the work in the dark, all the struggle, all the resistance we've met. I mean, think about the resistance, Dave, that just nobody knows about.
Never ending.
Yeah. Nobody sees. So I don't know if I've done that today. Probably not. I've not done a good job of this at all. But I really believe it too, part of the steps to success and it can be financial success with your partner, success in business, success in any relationship, is being able to control the 4 M's. And that's your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money. If you can do all 4 of those, you'll be a success no matter what it is.
Huh.
And I'm not sure I did that on this podcast, but
You're not sure?
I'm pretty positive, Dave.
I mean, do we need a vote on that? The mind is the mind, man. The mind is. I posted it the other day. My mind's a battlefield.
Mm.
It's always a struggle. Like you got two deals on the table. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy for me to want to just go back to living my old life. You know what I mean? And it's just easier. It's definitely not better at all. So the mind is just all day long. It's a battle.
Yeah, I have a little bit of trouble with it, Jim, is the mind and the mood, that they're two separate things, because my mind controls my mood.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, and when you're in that battle, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you jealous? You know, are you angry? That's the only thing with this that I thought about, that, you know, where, because that, you know, that mood, which could be your mind, or is your mood controlling your mind? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
but your mouth, you just, not to say your things you're not supposed to say. And I said things I probably shouldn't have said today.
Yeah. I apologized to a driver last week. That happens like once a year for me. Like, just kind of blew up, and he didn't deserve it. You know, no matter what the issue was, he didn't deserve the things that I said to him. And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed by the way I treated him. And luckily he's got a big heart, bigger than mine, you know, and he forgave me. And, you know, we've had a couple conversations since then, and everything seems to be okay. But yeah, the mouth.
We all make mistakes though.
Oh yeah.
And that's, to me, that's kudos to you to identify that and apologize. I mean, that's all we can do, right? Is try and mend our mistakes and move forward from there. And, you know, hopefully the person that, you know, I'll use the word you wronged, not necessarily that you wronged them, but you know what I'm getting at.
That's a good description.
Right? Like, as you said, it sounds like they're good people, and they're like, well, Jam was having a bad day. That sucked for him and for me that day, but you know, I'm going to give him another chance, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's good for you. That's as hard as being wrong at the moment. So good for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm wrong a lot, so I got a lot of practice at being wrong.
Yeah, you kind of touched on that last week, though, and I can't even tell you. And I know in the podcast we all joked about it because we said it was Sam's Sinek, and what was his
Simon
Sinek. You know, where he said he, you know, ran over the person's foot with his wheelie bag at the airport.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the same thing you did, Jim. You ran over the person's foot. You know what I mean? And you didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident, and it happened. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. But you owned it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was your fault, but you owned it and made it better.
Well, I didn't stay in control of my emotions. I guess that's...
Yeah, but that's, you know, I guess that could be your fault, Jam.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not that you're not wrong about, or not sorry about it.
Oh,
the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, some of the people that I talked about here, you know, that, you know, like you said, hopefully they're the minority, but I don't feel they're sorry. You know, it's the place they live. And yeah, what a bummer, you know. And I was able to use this to get it off my chest.
Right.
When I'm usually pretty quiet, you know, where we try to inspire people.
Right.
You know, this whole podcast was invented to inspire people, work on safety, which is so important.
Yeah. And
you know, at a certain point, I got to be honest. Maybe I inspired you by pissing you off. You know, maybe that's the only way to do it. I don't know. You know, Dave's analogy right there is fantastic. You know, brother Dave's analogy, Super Dave's high road hauling, you know, about keep trying. You know, you don't know how close you are.
No.
But I think so many people just become the old comfort. It's just comfort to you to do the.
Well, exactly what you said. You were fighting to go back to your other, you call it your other life, but yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Because it's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy. It's fun. I don't have to care about things as much.
But it wreaks a lot of havoc.
Oh my
doesn't
gosh,
it?
It's the
Doesn't
worst.
It, Jim?
It's the worst. It's the worst for my soul.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy.
Oh, so easy.
Yeah.
So easy to
It's like parking out here. It is the same exact thing. Same exact thing.
You know, and why we create being able to park in another place. I don't know what that pushes, what that gives that person.
Huh.
Is that their one little thing of sticking it to the man? They get even.
It's interesting too. I think everybody about this parking thing, Jim, in the old yard, right, we had to come out onto Quebec and we would drive by the bulk mail center every day, right? They have an employee parking lot there, right? And you literally park your car a half a mile away from the door of the building. Isn't it nicer to just have your car park right where your truck is and you literally walk 20 paces to get in your car?
Got to get in and out.
If
twice,
we had an employee parking lot, it would be clear at the end of the road by 52nd because it's that many parking spots.
Let me just tell you, parking in our employee parking lot and having to get around this yard, I mean, you're getting steps in. It's, it is not. So when I do jump in a truck and there's not one on the front line, like 1 through 29, I mean, sometimes I leave my stuff up here and pick it up on my way out the gate, because it's a schlep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked on the sweeper a little bit yesterday.
I'm not complaining, just okay.
I got it because it's the truth, Jim. I worked on the sweeper a little bit. I think I was done right when we had lunch. Right where I was barbecuing for the whole world. And steaks, and
that's what we always barbecue for lunch.
And I already had 11,000 steps in.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy smokes, it's a lot. But I am nobody special. I'm not super smart. I'm not super good looking. I can't sing. I don't have this incredible talent, but I do look and go, if I can do it, because I know you don't like this stuff. I'm a nobody, Jam. And if I can do it because I'm a nobody, I sure the hell expect you to do it because I'm a nobody. And that's my bar. There, you don't see this big talent out here.
Huh.
And I know that's different about the self-loathing.
Yeah,
so my bar, and if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, when I talk about negative self-talk, I don't believe in your heart you feel like you're not worth anything.
Sure.
Where you're saying you don't have a college degree, you're not good looking, all those things I didn't say them, you said them. All those things. I don't think you go home and look in the mirror and be like, you're a loser. You know what I mean?
Do not.
Yeah.
I did my very best today, and I just expect people, both me and Dave, and I know our group of leaders here expect the same thing.
Yep.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Huh. Imagine if everybody just gives their very best every day and does the right thing, because if your very best isn't doing the right thing, then your very best isn't good enough, but if everybody just, check their oil, imagine all the things that we just talked about today weren't issues. Like those were just standards that were completed. What would we do? Like, I'd worry about my job. Like, what would I do?
It's so funny you bring that up, Jam, because Janet's gone this week and she's up in Champlain, Illinois with Army Corps of Engineers, and they have this whole facility with unmanned equipment in it, and they're progressing through AI and doing all their testing, and they brought in like 50,000 cubic tons of dirt. And they basically have like 10 skid steers that are unmanned, and they just program it and say, build a berm 4 feet tall, 8 feet wide, put it at this degree, and hit enter, and off they all go.
Scary.
I can see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Why do you guys think they're
methodical? And
why do you guys think they're doing that?
Robotics.
Because the skid steers are just going to go do it.
People problems.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that skid steer's not going to call in to work on Monday morning because the Broncos game ran late in overtime and they drank too much.
Hopefully the guy that hits the enter button shows up.
Right? Exactly, Jim. But I bet there's more than one person that can hit the enter button, So just things like that. And you're like, wow, we wouldn't even have a safety team.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You wouldn't have to schedule any days off.
Nope.
You know,
Right.
all I can think about though with that story, Dave, though, is when you hit the button, you know what they do?
What?
They do what you asked.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They just go do what you asked. They didn't, they,
The
didn't try to
grandma,
look, they didn't try to haul over weight. They didn't try to follow too close. They didn't try to go dump their skid steer bucket in the parking lot. You know, they didn't go over and take a break. They didn't get on their phones.
the oil level was good.
Their oil level, you know, they probably go, oh, my oil level's low, and they stop working and somebody has to come over and service them. You know, it's all, yeah. Sounds great to me.
They didn't have food poisoning for the 13th time this year
Yeah.
on a Monday. Their grandma didn't die for the 6th time on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, they just asked what was needed of them. That's the reason we have all this room to be amazing.
But, I mean, humans are beautiful.
They are
Absolutely.
You know?
beautifully messy.
We're all broken and messy. We know we would talk about that all the time. There's not anybody that works at JFW that's not broken or messy on some level. Something.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm not, I just told you I'm not perfect.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was out in my garage the other day. I was looking for something. It was last weekend, and all I thought was, man, if Brother Dave saw my garage, he would just be pissed off. I need a 4-car garage instead of a 2-car garage, and we only park 1 car in it. There's too much other junk. My pressure washer, my lawnmowers, my air compressors.
I was thinking about you guys just recently because you guys, not to keep bringing it up, but I'm having this deck built. And the guy that builds it, man, he's doing a really nice job. You know what I mean? And I think he calls it a kick plate. So each stair has a kick plate, right? That faces up and down.
So your feet can kick it on every step, right?
Yeah. Well,
Instead of leaving marks in the wood.
well, yeah. But the thing is, he made them white. You know what I mean? And it looks so sharp. It looks so beautiful. The gray, it just looks really clean and classy. And I'm like, this is going to drive me crazy though. I was like,
Because it's going to get marked up.
it's going to get marked up, right? And I think I already put a mark on it. And you know, the guy asked me, well, what do you think about the colors? I'm like, the colors are amazing. I want to paint my whole house now, right? Because I purposely didn't have a match a house. I wanted the deck certain colors, but with it keeping in mind, well, I'm going to paint this house one day and I'll paint it to match the deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I kept the white. And I'm just like, you know, I said, do you have any, you know, clues on maintaining it, keeping it clean? He's like, well, I got white kick plates on my deck at home. Let me go look at what kind of shape they're in. And he's like, they're fine. He's like, you don't have to kick them. Like, it's not made.
You know, plate that says don't kick.
Not a step, not a kick, right? He's like, you know, the lips that overhang the stairs, like naturally, you may not kick them all the time, you know. But yeah, I mean, but I was just thinking about the craftsmanship that went into it, the detail that he's putting into it, like, and I just care about this deck. So it's not even complete yet. And I just care about this deck so much. It made me think of you guys, like, you know, this is a little deck, not a 35,000 or 35,000 square feet, right? It's not 8,000 square feet. Like, it's not this, but it's something I want to be maintained and taken care of.
But it's yours, Jay.
But it's,
and you've seen how much care went into just building it.
Yeah.
You know, just that care. You understand that.
Yep. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Want to say the creed and get on out?
10-4.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here today, Brother Dave. You've been an absolute pleasure. I feel like I'm in the upside down world right now.
Oh man. The thing, my last comment for my pulpit here that I've preached is, I thought about the creed, and you know, and we say it, and sometimes I say it just to say it. Sometimes I've thought that it's really stupid. Like, where do we get this? What does it mean? You know, I know we talk about Mick, that he put this together for us. He listened to what, you know, Dave and I had to say, but you know, the second to the last, together we are accountable for our words and our actions. And, my 4Ms where you just watch your mouth and you go back to what, everybody knows. If you don't have anything good to say or nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Huh.
I mean, how difficult is that? If you don't have anything positive to say, don't say it.
I think that's something we perfect as we get older. We just know, like, I probably just shouldn't say anything right now because it's not good.
So lately, together we are accountable for our words and our actions has really deep meaning for me. I'm just not skipping over it. So and I'm not thinking it's stupid either.
It's not stupid. No, I think we have a great creed. So great. I think we should say it.
Sounds great.
Together we face and overcome all that stands before us.
Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Have a great week. Be safe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. Tell your friends about us. Don't scrub through the podcast. Listen to it for excellence. We'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. There's a couple million tons to move. I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make. We gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors closed, keep them butts in their seats, cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They've gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.